Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another FICM repair. This time coming from Tennessee, Marco Mendoza. This is your FICM. Again, I think it's a 2005, 2005 Chevy Silverado 2500 LLY. I have it, as you see, already connected. I already did the repairs, and I have explained in some of my videos the reason I do that is because, again 2005. So we got components with 21 years and of age, and they're really prone, especially these FICMs, the capacitors to leak and explode. And when they leak, it's acid, right? It's a hydrolytic acid, and or hydrolytic capacitors, which is an acid. And when the leaks, it damages the board and also creates a short, and it can explode. So to protect the customer part and myself, I decided to do the first repair and then do a test. If it fails, then I have to replace the injector pre-driver, which increased the price, and that was the case in this time. There is only one guy that is selling those components, and I'm in the mercy of that. But so yeah, let me just show you the connections. I have my computer. This is a node. Let me take the light out because it's very bright for you to see. That's his node, even though you cannot read it from there. There's a piece of paper that he did. So I have my computer connected to the FICM, because that's the way this works. The computer will send a command to actuate or activate the injectors, and then the FICM itself will provide the ground and power for those injectors to work. I have 8 injectors, original OEM injectors for the test. Let me go over to his folder. Like I normally do, I create a folder for the customer. So it was really dirty, but let me just say, 2005 Chevy Silverado, we were told by the mechanics that the signals aren't going through. However, they know it is not burned. And yeah, it looks like somebody opened it up, and it was already pre-opened, let's say, even though it was bolted in. Not turning on and not sending signals to injectors. They are unsure what's wrong with the FICM module. So I took a picture of the other side, even though the picture is actually really not showing how dirty was this, but it's already nice and clean, and it will be going back like that to the customer, obviously. This is a picture of me after I remove the capacitors, and we can see, and this is where you cannot see it with the capacitors in place, that we have the hydrolytic acid. All this marking here is acid, and it has going into areas where it hit and damage traces and components because it's an acid. You can see on the left of all those seal fluid in here, right? So I'm going to get a little closer so you can see, not the best picture, but you can see the acid in here and all the areas in here. These are the main 2 big capacitors, but all the capacitors were leaking, and this is where it damaged the component. All right, so let me go back to here. I'm going to turn the light off. We don't need that. It's a bit too bright, probably. Well, maybe it is good for you so you can see better. Now let me put my image on the screen. I'm going to get the picoscope and the full probe, which is the tool that I use to inject the signals, cam and crank, and then the picoscope, which is in the top, is just an oscilloscope connected 2 channels to 1 injector per bank. Like that, we know if it's firing or not after the repairs. And I already did this test for him. And again, the preliminary test with new capacitors, and it didn't work. New capacitor, new injector drivers, and it didn't work. It was still failing 1 bank. So I have to end up replacing the pre-driver, which I normally don't do. It's not every single one that needs that, and that's why I don't do it. But usually when it gets all that acid, it goes into that pre-driver, which is very close to the capacitors, and it shorts it out, and it's nothing I can do. So it has to be replaced. And I say pictures of that for the customer. I will definitely contact them and let them know what's going on. But I want to do the test with you, because I haven't even spoke to him yet. I'm going in the process of doing my test, and I'll prove that it's now fully repaired. All right, so let me inject the RPM signal. As you see in your view, I have terminal 30 is on, which is constant battery, but the ignition is off. So I'm going to turn the ignition on and now put the RPMs, which as soon as I do that, you can see the signals on both of the injectors now working. and we have 52 volts and 150 volts, and the other one 49, 50 volts. Both drivers are working, both banks. When one of the injectors doesn't work, it would shut down the bank, and eventually will shut down the other one, and then it set up volts for injector. So P2140. Let me just get you the correct information because I have not pulled that one, but let me see right here. I know I have the TSBs in here, so both with markings, test folder, figures, wire diagrams. Might have it in here. Well, one is the 2149, and let me just see the other one, the LC, ACM. Let me put this in the screen for you guys so you can see it. Let me take that signal away just for a little bit so we can read that information as well. So the fault codes, the most common fault codes is P2146 or P2149. The 2146 will set if injectors 1, 4, 6, or 7 with DTCs P0, 201, 204, 206, or 207 sets, and then the 2146 will shut down the bank. If a circuit condition is detected on fuel injectors 2, 3, 5, and 8, or 8, with any of those DTCs, P0, 202, 203, 205, or 208, again, the last digit is for the injector number on the cylinder, we'll set along with the DTC P2149. That will, again, shut down the bank. And that is the most common problems when you have a problem with the FICM. I warn everybody that has a Silverado, if you have any 2005, 4, 5, 6, immediately don't even wait for the thing to fail. Just take it out and send it over. If you send it over and it's fully working, it's just a refresh. It will be completely refurbished, but then will be the lowest price, and you will be good for another 20, 25 years, right? Because I put only top quality components, and this will last for very, very long time. And now you can enjoy the truck because the trucks are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with those trucks. They're like a tractor. They run forever. So yeah, this is a weak spot that you can prevent if you send it before it's too late. Because when they explode, they make a hole through the board, and then it's nothing you can do. You just need to buy another one, and they're very expensive. All right, so those are the fault codes. Let's go back to this view. I'm going to put the picoscope again, and then the full probe. I'm not sure how much my microphone, because it has noise canceling, and I do this just to remove I got a couple of doggies in here, small dogs, but they like to bark sometimes, especially when somebody gets in the door, and it will be very hard for you guys to hear me. So, but I can try to. And I try sometimes, but I think the microphone picks that noise. That as a noise, and it takes it away. So, not sure how much you were able to hear from there, but you can see everything is working perfectly. I'm going to turn everything off again one more time. Ignition is off. And you can see how the blue and red signals on the oscilloscope goes away as soon as I do that. I'm going to turn the ignition back on. You can see all the lights coming on the full probe. That is just turning all the valves and everything that we need from there, from the computer to receive. And then I can run it again. And I can increase the RPMs. I'm going to go a little faster so you can see more signals in the screen. The faster, the more signals or activations on those two injectors are going to happen. And I can hear nice and even activation of the injector. There is no missing rhythm. And that's very important, especially right here. It's almost like a running engine, what I can hear on my ears. And it's nice and even. Very, very distinctive. And when I know that I have a problem on the injector, I can hear it, because right now it's like a boom, 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 like a running, like a kitten. Very nice and very even. All right, so Marco, yeah, this is your FICM. I cannot run it for too long because I have it out of the board. And the board is also aluminum, so it's a material that will dissipate heat from those drivers, which are now connected to real injectors, so they are getting hot. So the bottom of the drivers has a transfer path that is also the ground path that will transfer the temperature over to the board. and then over to the case and expand it, and then it's okay, because they're good up to 200 degrees maximum. Otherwise, they can get burned, and that's what I don't like to keep it for too long. I already applied 5 coats of protectant coat. Let me just see if I have that flasher here. Yeah. Hopefully, let me take the line out. Not sure how much you will be able to see, but it is a water resistant or water repellent coating that I add onto this. They usually don't come with anything in there, but I like to do that because, especially in this one from Marco, it was a lot of oil in here, or diesel. I'm not sure if it was because the way they were handling when they opened it, or if it's just a lot of oil in the engine room. I cannot see that. Obviously, I don't have the truck with me. But yeah, so that's what I put that coating on both sides of the board. Sorry. I'm a little tight on my back. You can see me turning my neck. But I put that to protect the board and make it last longer for my repairs. All right, guys. Again, just a short video for the customer, and also to show you and proof that all my repairs are done correctly and tested properly. If you have any instrument cluster, any computers, automotive or marine, I'm your best call. I'm going to put my website in the title of this video so you can copy and paste and find me. In my homepage, you have my telephone number, my email, and it's also a white box that says click here to send a module or to fill this form. And that is, again, it has all my address and all the information for the warranties and prices as far as the test fees and so on. Depends on what you send in. I have that's a generic form. So sometimes it says a key. If you're sending a boat, you don't need to send a key. And I don't need a key for most of the vehicles. But if I need to, please email me first before you send in any modules or so like that. I can get the ball going correctly, like with full codes, and understand more what is the problem with the board or with the computer. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.